Hi guys, it's Marissa and Adam here, and today we are talking about casual, short-term employment, probation. Basically, these are the types of terms that would normally make it very difficult to get a loan, but at Rise High we're up for any challenge, aren't we, Adam?
Certainly are.
And Adam's had a really busy month, but you recently helped a client out, and I thought it'd be really helpful to share the situation with our community and just talk about how we managed to help them. So, Adam, who was the client that you recently were able to help?
Yeah, it was actually a couple. They were looking to buy their first home together.
Yeah.
And most banks will require some sort of stability in employment. So they'll ask for a certain amount of service with a company, so at least 6 months in a lot of cases. There are some lenders that will accept applications from applicants that have 3 months employment, but mostly at 6 months. In this case, we had a bit of a quirk because the female applicant, she'd only been with her employer for 5 months and she was on a probation period.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a red flag for a lot of banks.
So less than 6 month employment on a probation period. Was she permanent or?
She was, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It was
but still
full-time.
probation. Yeah.
And a lot of lenders won't accept probation periods.
Yes.
So that's a bit of a hurdle we had to jump over.
Yeah.
Her husband was working for himself for 2 years prior and had only been casual. He'd started a new job and had been casual for 2 weeks.
Okay.
So he only had 2 weeks employment with his new employer.
So maybe just explain, why that is an issue to only be casual for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so as we were talking earlier, the banks usually like to see stability of employment, so they like to see at least 2 years. It doesn't mean you have to be with the same employer for 2 years.
Yep.
But they do like to see 2 years working history, just to show that there's stability of income and that people are going to be able to meet their future home loan repayments.
And generally, if someone's casual, most banks would want them to have been in the same role with the same employer for at least 12 months.
Correct, yeah.
So the fact that he was only casual for 2 weeks, that presents a few challenges because probably at that point he doesn't really even have a pay slip.
Yep. Well, we were fortunate that he had 2 pay slips.
Okay, so he was getting paid weekly, so that's probably a plus. So this probably isn't the type of scenario that most lenders would be jumping up with excitement for.
Correct.
But how did you manage to help find a solution for this couple to buy their first home?
Well, there's more to the story.
Okay, yeah.
The female applicant actually was receiving a part of her salary, about 25% of her salary was commission. So she was getting paid quarterly with her commissions, although she was getting paid monthly with her salary. So that was another hurdle we had to jump over.
And once again, not all banks will take 100% of commission payments. So that means that it's questionable whether they would actually allow that commission payment to be included in servicing.
Correct. Now bear in mind this couple had really good income and they actually had significant savings to go towards their purchase. So they'd saved over 20% of the deposit.
Okay.
And it was a high number purchase as well. So even though they have a significant income, above average income and really good savings, almost all of the banks were not going to entertain an application from them just because of that employment and income situation that they found themselves in.
But being an amazing Rise High broker, you weren't going to give up on them, were you?
No, we certainly didn't give up. So we've got over 60 lenders that we can talk to, and out of those 60 we found 2 lenders who were prepared to accept an application from them. One of them would even accept the commission income, although she'd only received 1 commission payment from the first quarter.
That's amazing, yeah, awesome. And I guess, for some people listening, they might think, oh, just 2 lenders, you're not going to get a lot of choice. You might have to pay a slightly higher interest rate, but it's really a temporary solution, isn't it? Because once their employment situation changes and they do fit more mainstream policy, like, out of probation and over the 1 year casual employment mark, then their options of lenders would really expand quite drastically, wouldn't they?
Spot on, yeah. So when we met, we sat down and we realised that that was going to be the hurdle that we had to jump over to be able to obtain the funding that they required for their home.
Yeah.
So we actually made plans in advance that as soon as the male applicant had done that 6 months of service, so he had 6 months of casual income,
Yeah.
we could then refinance them away to a mainstream lender. The interest rate that we got them was palatable, wasn't too bad.
Okay.
But once they have reached that threshold of time served, we'll be able to refinance them to a
And the
much,
good thing
much
is
better
that
rate.
even though it might have been a slightly more expensive interest rate than, mainstream lenders, the fact that you've been able to get them into the market, before the property prices grow even further, means that they're probably ahead financially, rather than having to wait, the 6 to 12 months to then do the transaction. So that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Were they happy with the end result?
They were. Their big concern was exactly that.
Yeah.
When we initially spoke, they were concerned that prices were rising and they didn't want to get caught out without having a property in the rising market. So their main concern was simply, can we please obtain the funding and we can look to refinance down the track. So they were more than overjoyed when they got the approval. And
Are they in their house yet? Or?
They're not. They're house hunting as we speak.
Oh, great. So they've got their pre-approval and now they have the confidence to house hunt?
And it's fully assessed, so
Excellent.
It's pretty much guaranteed that they'll get their funding.
What was their reaction when you got the approval across the line?
I don't know if they were as happy as I was.
We do tend to share our clients' joy here at Rise High.
We do. When there's hurdles to jump over and we can just tick those boxes and obtain that funding, it's just a win for everyone. And they're obviously overjoyed. They're in a position where they've got the funding that they're looking for and are enjoying their house hunting now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, like Adam said, we've got a really broad lending panel, over 60 lenders. We never shy away from a challenge. So if your scenario doesn't exactly fit the mould of what the main banks are looking for, we are certainly going to do everything we can to find a solution for you here at Rise High. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.